I went through Tinder and all the dating apps. I tried to meet people in real life. I tried to hook up with my coworkers. I wanted so desperately for love in my life that I would basically project and basically tell myself this story that literally, I really mean this, anybody who liked me or showed any interest, I was immediately on board. And I would convince myself and tell myself that it's my soulmate, that this is the person I'm going to marry. And I experienced basically the same issues in all of the relationships I was in. I want this to be the last video that you've ever got to watch about, attracting a relationship, attracting your soulmate, because we really have put our heads together here and we're really putting our hearts in it to share with you guys the most helpful, the most real and authentic, actually steps that will help you. These are the 5 steps of how you can both attract your soulmate and know them and know that for sure and have that certainty and have that exchanged with the other person and they know it too. So I'm very excited to have Ruby, my fiance, being featured in this video.
Hey guys, my name is Ruby. I'm Nathan's partner. I'm an artist. I put on festivals and events and I plan them. I manage the Vibesnfrequencies Etsy store too, so some of y'all might know me on there as well. And yeah.
The first step, honestly, is that you have to really understand and know that you are the creator of your own reality. Now, I'm not going to spend a whole bunch of time in this video talking about that because I want to keep it focused on how you can get this synchronicity popping into your life of meeting this person and knowing them and having it work out so well for you like you deserve it to be going for yourself. But you've got to understand, in order to do that, you've got to know that you are the creator of your own reality. Why is it that all the relationships I was in, it was the same exact problem where they weren't into me as much as I was into them? And there were people that were hooking up with other people while I was with them, and finding that out was devastating. What's up with that? Well, it's because I was basically bringing the problem with me, because everything that you're experiencing in your life is coming from the vibration that you're putting out from within you. Who you are being is what you get back. And it wasn't until I really realized that I kept experiencing the same problem over and over again that I stopped clinging so desperately to wanting this person for myself. I learned that by wanting it so badly, this was coming from a position within myself where I didn't feel good on my own. That's the first thing that I learned that I want to share with you guys. I didn't feel good on my own. I wanted somebody else to make me feel better. I wanted to be with someone else that made me feel worthy, whole, and complete, and attractive, and lovable. And I didn't feel that within myself unless I had somebody else reflecting that to me. So I was looking for someone else to fill my cup for me. Now, isn't it interesting that the law of attraction says like attracts like? So I couldn't figure out why I kept matching up with people who were very undependable and really didn't care about me in the way that I knew is what I wanted. And it finally all made sense to me when I learned about the law of attraction, because I wanted someone else to fill me up. I was matched up with people who also didn't know how to feel good within themselves and wanted somebody else to make them feel good too. And there's a very flaky energy to that. I kept experiencing this problem where they were looking outside of themselves for somebody else to fulfill them. And so then they would leave me or cheat on me, or all these problems kept happening. So whether you are someone who is basically single and can't seem to find anybody to date, or whether you're someone that keeps experiencing the same problems, I want you to know that one of the most important things that I've learned is that what you're putting out, you're going to attract that person. And that leads us into step 2, which Ruby's going to present for you guys.
Step 2. I was going through a lot of the same things actually that Nathan was going through before I was in this relationship that we attracted and co-created together. Just the vibe of like needing someone else and like wanting someone else and creating so much resistance around that it actually ends up pushing them away and attracting more things that are like not the best situation. You know what I'm saying? So my point here is the law of attraction is very powerful, because if you're really fully being yourself and being who you are, that's going to attract the person that is perfect and meant for you, because they're doing the same thing and you all can co-create together. And like, by being yourself and not putting yourself in a box and trying to be like someone else or trying to do something else, because you're going to attract someone else that's doing the same thing. So if you're fully being yourself and you're fully you're good with yourself, you're like, you know what, I'm good, I don't need anyone, you're gonna end up attracting the like literal perfect person for you.
Yeah. Yeah, honestly, she said it so well, and the display of energy behind it is so true too, because the honest truth is that we both, like I said, we like the same music. We want to
Right.
live in the exact same places. We both want to travel in the same way. I was traveling around in
Right.
a vehicle, living out of a vehicle. And she wanted to do that since she was a kid. Literally, she wanted to live and
See
travel in a
that?
van. There are so many synchronicities between us. We're such a great match. We have the same desires. We're literally building. We both want to be entrepreneurs. We both want to put out art. We both are in alignment with that. Now, I was not able to actually attract Ruby into my life or even see that she existed or ever have this kind of matchup until I actually started doing the things that I love. I started actually putting myself out there. I started actually focusing on the things that are really what resonate with me. And that's how I was
Right.
able to bring in Ruby. When I was experiencing all these issues in my relationships, I was single for, I think, like 3 years, like devastatingly single, devastatingly single. And I swear to God, I went through all these dating apps and I couldn't figure out what the hell was going on, what was wrong with me. I was like, I personally, my personal opinion, even at the time, was like, I look really good and I have a really cool personality. I couldn't figure out, like, I thought, shouldn't somebody want to be with me? But this is the thing, attraction is vibration based. It has always been and will always be. You can be a 10 on the Richter scale of sexiness and you can have like a cool personality and be really fun. It doesn't matter though. If you're putting out a needy, clinging energy, all you're going to match up with is other people who have a needy, clinging energy. And that might be exciting to you at first. I know I attracted a few of those where I was like, finally, somebody who wants me as bad as I want them. But it was really toxic. It was a very toxic situation. You don't want to experience a relationship. I promise you this. You don't want to be in a relationship where the other person needs you to fulfill them and you need them to fulfill you. That's not
Right.
really what you want. And it might, you might think that on the human level, but on the source level of your inner being of who you really are, you don't want someone else to fulfill you. What you really want is to be able to feel fulfilled within yourself and not need that person. What we've discovered for our relationship, that I've never experienced this with literally anyone else that I've been with. And like I said, I've been through a lot of situations. It's simple. You know, we have a lot in common. I love that. But this is the clear evidence to me that really rings home that I want to let you guys know. I don't need Ruby to feel good. I know how to do that on my own. Same with Ruby. It's very simple. Here's what we've learned: to attract your soulmate, to know your soulmate, to be in a really good, fulfilling relationship, you've got to shift your perspective. A relationship is not about having somebody else make you feel good. A relationship is about sharing the good feeling you have with someone else. This is one of the things that's so amazing about our relationship. We get
Right.
to share the fulfillment that we've already discovered within ourselves with each other. You see the difference in energy? So, really understand, like we've said in the first two steps here, you've got to see that you're creating your reality. You've got to understand that the more you need it, the further away you're pushing it away, and you're
Right.
only going to match up with basically vibrational relationships that are just another reflection of what you haven't discovered yet within yourself. And that's really important to understand. That's what takes us into the third step. And this is really important. You've got to let go. You've got to stop needing it. You've got to stop needing that relationship. I want to be super clear and super honest with you. And I want to really show you behind the curtain. I was going through a lot of stuff in my life. And I swear to God, the most important thing to me was to be with another person. And I kept attracting over and over again. The last 3 relationships I was in before Ruby, all of them cheated on me. Okay. All of them. And I couldn't figure out what was so wrong with me that that was necessary for these people. And I want to let you know that I harbored a lot of feelings towards these people. I started to feel really negatively towards the universe, that does this keep happening to me? And I was upset, and I would focus on other people who had what I wanted, and I would judge it, and I would send negativity their way and say, that's not fair that they have it. I deserve that too. I'm better. You see? So I was putting out a lot of negative vibes. I was focused on a lot of negative vibes about it. It wasn't until I stopped harboring negative feelings towards these relationships I'd had in the past. It wasn't until I decided that I didn't need it anymore that it actually came. I wanted it, I wanted it, I wanted it. All I kept getting was more of the same unfortunate experience. The moment I stopped wanting a relationship at all, I seriously mean this, I completely stopped wanting it. I completely stopped looking for it. I didn't care. I became very focused on making YouTube videos. I essentially started to have a romantic relationship with my YouTube channel. I know that sounds funny, but I started to focus on that, and I started to feel the vibration within myself that I have everything I need. I love my life. I love the way it feels. I learned to appreciate the past experiences I had and stopped hating the people who did those things. And I realized that all that stuff didn't happen to me. It happened for me. All of that stuff helped me to realize that what I was really looking for was within myself. And I swear to God, the moment I literally said to the universe, I don't even care anymore, genuinely didn't care, guess who showed up? Ruby.
Right.
And is that not what happened with you too?
It is. And it is what's happened with me too, because I came out of a relationship that ended kind of badly, right? And so I was like, you know what? It's fine. I'm just gonna vibe out. Like, I'm just gonna like sit around and do art in the woods or something, you know, type vibe. So basically we did the same thing, just in different ways. I was putting out the vibe of, you know what, I'm good on my own, I'm good being alone, but I was still vibrating at the reality of being absolutely satisfied and good with myself and in a relationship, because I was scripting about it. I was scripting about, oh,
please share.
Yeah, thank you for my soulmate, thank you, blah blah blah. If you guys have seen any videos or you guys script yourself, you know what it is. It's basically a form of manifestation with writing. So I was doing that, and I was holding the vibration of being with my life partner, being with my soulmate. I was describing how they looked. I was describing how they felt to be with, which is funny because it's exactly what I was writing. And Nathan was.
I'm not trying to interrupt you, but I want to emphasize something really funny and cool.
Yeah.
Ruby literally wrote in her journal the exact details of me. Literally, long brown hair, the brown eyes, literally
spiritual,
to a T.
likes
the
crystals.
looks, likes crystals,
Yeah.
Spiritual, wants to travel in a van. She wrote all of these things, and that's crazy to me. That she literally described me.
And it was while I was writing too, I was feeling that vibe. I was feeling and imagining and like just being totally, you know, blanketed in it, like the vibe of just being with my partner. Because if you're putting out the vibe, even when you're in a relationship already, if you're putting out the vibe of, I need you, please, like, I need you, don't leave me, or like, oh, I want a partner so bad and I don't want them to leave me, or whatever, that's putting out the vibration of not having someone already. So if you're in a relationship or you're not and you want one, put out the vibe of having it already and feel it and really feel it, you know?
Yeah. There's another YouTuber named Aaron, some of you guys probably know. And I saw one of his videos about 3 or 4 years back where he talked about, you know, stop putting someone on a pedestal. That's always the way he expressed it. It was so funny. He's a good guy. He talked about, don't put this person on a pedestal, because you're basically pushing them away. You're saying they're higher than you, that they're away from you, that you're not worthy of them. So when you start obsessing about a person and you start thinking that they're like the best thing that ever is in this certain kind of clingy way, understand this, you put them on a pedestal and you lower yourself. And you can only have things and people and experiences in your life that you vibrationally match. So stop pushing something away from you by believing that it's like all the way out there. And like it's I swear, this is something I've learned. Attraction is vibration based. That is the source of it all. Doesn't matter what you look like. It doesn't matter what you do. When Ruby and I connected, I want to be honest with you, I had no money. I literally had to sell one of my last guitars for gas. I was eating a can of beans every few days, and I lived in a car. And my YouTube channel was not a huge thriving success at that point. And she still was super into me. And I remember thinking,
he was very hot.
I remember thinking at that point, I was like, wow, she likes me now? Well, I could really trust this person, you know, like she really liked me for me. We really resonated and clicked on a really deep level, you know? So this is going to take us to step 4. And this is the most important step in my personal opinion. And this is something that I've learned, and it's changed and transformed all the areas of my life, and it yields me the most success more than anything else ever has. Everything that you desire and that you are asking for, like this relationship, Source is giving it to you. Source is always giving it to you. Your job is not to do any kind of technique or strategy to manifest your relationship. It seriously isn't. Your only job is to focus on feeling good now, being here for yourself, and knowing that you are worthy and whole and complete already. That is your only job. Your job is not to look for this person. It's not. Your job is to fully realize that they are already on their way to you, and all you actually have to do is vibrationally match that. And I'm telling you that when you really look at what kind of relationship you'd want to have, I'm sure we all want different things a little bit, but when you really look at it, it's clear that what you really want is to be with someone that it feels really good to share the good feeling you already have with them, that you get to explore life together, that you get to do all these amazing things. So you need to figure out how to feel that right now without needing that person to do it. Otherwise, you cannot vibrationally match them. So this is the number one message that we are really making sure to subtly put in every one of these steps.
For sure.
Let go. Let go. It's not your job to hold on to a relationship or try to create it. It's not. It's already on its way to you. You are a very powerful being. It is literally not possible for you to desire this relationship and not have it actually exist for you. You cannot desire something that does not exist. It's not possible because you are that big. You are that expansive. You are that powerful. Your job is to feel good right now. So if you are looking for a relationship or you really want one or you feel like you need one or you really wish you could have one, I don't want to hurt your feelings by saying this, but you are the reason that it is not currently here. Because the version of you that has it, understand there's a vibrational difference there. So stop needing it, stop wanting it, stop looking for it. Seriously, just turn your attention towards doing what you love. Do what you love. Listen to the music you like. Work on the projects you love. Figure out how to feel good for yourself and stop needing it. And that is when it comes. So really the most important thing to understand in this whole video is that you don't have to do anything to attract your soulmate. There is no actual step.
Right.
Just let go. Release your grip. Yeah. It's on its way to you already.
You just gotta relax a little bit.
Yeah.
For so long I was like, I was just so obsessed with finding my soulmate. I was
too.
Like watching videos and whatnot and like writing and but the second I kind of just like relaxed and I was like, you know what, it'll happen at some point. So I'm just gonna chill. I'm just gonna be myself, vibe out. It'll come to me.
Yeah.
And it did. It literally did. I'm a normal person with a normal life. Like, take me as an example. I'm no different from you. We're no different from you. Like we just
we're the same power.
Attract each other in divine timing, and that's what happens.
Yeah, I love how you said that because everything happens at the perfect time. It seriously does. And I didn't see that before. I was very stressed. I was very agitated. I literally cannot express how freaking badly I wanted it. And I could never get it. And I'd convinced myself that I had it, but it wasn't really. Right. And I want to emphasize to you something funny. I said to myself, every single relationship I'd ever been in, this is my soulmate. This is my partner. We're going to be together forever. So what's the difference now? Well, Ruby and I might have a little bit of different perspectives on this, but coming from me, as I'm the one that is currently speaking, I'm not saying that stuff. I'm not constantly telling myself that this is my soulmate. I'm not constantly telling myself that this is the person that I'm going to be with forever. I don't have to tell myself that. I don't have to convince myself of that. We are here now. We are having a great time together. And it's that simple. I'm not concerned with all the other little tiny bits and aspects of it. I am here. I am in my power. Ruby is here. She is in her power. And we're not concerned about clinging or holding on to things or trying to make things a certain way that we want them to be. We're here receiving what is being given to us. We're not trying to change it or make it something other than what it is. We're receiving it in its raw form. And it feels really, really good to be in a state of allowance. It feels really good to be in a state of receival. And if you could just get to that place within yourself where you really don't need it anymore, you know, and you really feel good already, then not only will you see that this amazing person shows up in your life, but you'll see that you're a thriving success in all of the areas. And you'll see also that you don't even care if you are or not, because you feel really, 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 really good.
Yeah.
That's a powerful state to be in.
Right. I actually 100% agree with Nathan on that. It's not like we're like shoving it in each other's face, like, oh, you're my husband. Like, you're my husband. We'll be together forever. You're my wife. Like, obviously, that is, you know, the vibe, but like, it's more of a certainty and like a knowing rather than just like I really want it to be like this, so I'm just going to keep affirming it to myself. It's more of a no. Like, well, obviously type vibe. Like, yeah.
Yeah. It's like when you really know something, you don't have to think of it in your mind all the time, because that's how deeply you know it. It just is. You know, it's the energy of, it's the vibration of just be, you know, just let it happen. Just be here now. You know, we really enjoy spending time together. We really love that when each of us within ourselves starts creating in a certain direction. Oh, well, you're still here. Oh, you're creating in that direction too. Oh, sure. Then let's just keep going.
Yeah.
But I promise you, and I like that what Ruby said, and I want to be totally honest with you guys. All relationships are going to have some intricate pieces that are moved around in conversations that will be had, and there will be resistance in certain times because we're all human. But what I've noticed is when that resistance pops up in our relationship or where we're going through something, it's usually because of that energy comes in of needing it to be a certain way or wanting to change the way that things are. When you unconditionally accept someone, and when you just let them be who they are and you don't need them to treat you any differently, and you just say, oh, you're there, you're doing your thing, I'm here, I'm doing my thing, I like you a lot, let's see how this goes. Here, you're still here, we're still going. Everything flows really well. It's an incredible vibe between us, and I know that you recognize that too. It's when you bring in that clinging intensity energy that for some reason, it's this vibrational principle, they start pushing apart. And you start going through something and you start coming up with all these problems and stuff. And it's really simple. You know, I trust the universe. I know how powerful I am. And I know that no matter what, I will always feel good and I will always be in my power and things will always be happening perfectly for me. I don't need Ruby for that. I don't need money for that. I don't need YouTube success for that. And this might seem like it's a little bit weird that I'm saying this, or like, oh, you know, don't you want someone to feel like they need you? But this is what I'm saying. Vibrationally, no, because that pushes you away. That's what creates problems. I don't need anything to be a specific way to feel good. And that's why I'm a vibrational match for all these amazing things in my life.
Oh, yes.
It's that simple. I'm not focused on needing to be with Ruby forever or always trying to visualize us together forever. You know, I didn't propose to her and we're not engaged for the reason of you're mine. It just happened because that's what happened, because that's what felt right. And we're not concerned about these things. And when those human moments do pop up, then we go through it. And yet here we are still together.
Just keep choosing to be together. That's what we do. It's not like if you get in a big fight, you're like, I'm breaking up with you.
Yeah.
It's like, no, it's all right.
Yeah. Now,
we're still together.
I do want to emphasize something that I've learned, because I was mad, very mad at a few people that I was in relationships with before for basically ditching me. And my belief at that time was that being in a relationship with someone basically means that you have to be there for them all the time. So I was like, how trashy of a characteristic is that, that the moment that I need them, that I'm going through something, they leave? I thought that was very trashy, and I'd like to express that the vibrational reality I exist in now, I don't see it that way. I'm very grateful for them that they felt the discord between our vibrational resonance and they left and they did what was right for them. I'm very happy for that. I'm very happy for them. And I really mean that, because unconditional love is not, I feel like people get this backwards sometimes. And this is my opinion. Unconditional love is not looking at something that you don't like and saying, oh, I love that. I love that so much. There's some weird, it's like people who are like clearly tweaking on really negative energy and they're like, love and light, like maybe you've experienced that before. There's a huge vibrational discord. Unconditional love is being in alignment with Source. Source knows that everything is perfect, that everything is good, that wellness and goodness is the fundamental basis of all things. Unconditional love is knowing that you are the powerful creator of your life and that no matter what happens, it's coming from a position of asking within you. Unconditional love is knowing that others are the creator of their reality and that everybody is getting what they're asking for, and is to let everything be and to allow that flow to take place. Unconditional love is not forcing yourself to stay in an unhealthy relationship that doesn't feel good. Unconditional love is listening to the good feeling within you and aligning with things that feel good. And so I would encourage everybody that if something really doesn't feel right to you, don't force yourself to stay in it. Don't make yourself stay there.
Right.
Keep being the power that you are. Keep finding that good feeling within yourself, and you will naturally experience the resonance of the alignment with who you really are. And everything will happen amazing for you in your life. I'm aligned with who I am, and Ruby is sitting here next to me. It's very cool. I appreciate that. Ruby's aligned with who she is, and I'm here sitting next to her. But we don't hold fear or resistance towards the idea that we might diverge one day, because we don't care, because we're here, because it feels good now. You are the creator of everything, and that means that you're also the creator of the problems. I dated somebody, sorry, I know I'm saying a lot here. I dated somebody for 4 to 5 years, and I really thought that everything was great with them and that it was going to go really well. And then I started to focus on the fact that we needed to be together always. And I started to cling around them visually, energetically, and it pushed them away. And they started basically seeing someone else while we were still together, and completely left out of my life for a very long time. And that was very traumatic to me. But I see now clearly that that happened because that's what I created. So don't be so clingy to the things that you love. Allow them to be there. Appreciate them.
Right.
Appreciate yourself. Feel good now. And you'll see clearly that this person is with you.
Yeah. Like a cat. I don't have any cats. Like, you let your cat out the door, at the back door. They come back. They come back, It's like, I feel like that's a good example.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, I think that's important what you just said, to remember, like, that, it doesn't need to be a whole intense, really, like, really, really clingy thing. And even if your relationship is like that at some point, remember how easy it is to shift your state and shift, your reality, and step into something that's a little bit more healthy and good for the both of you.
Yeah. And I'd like to say, too, that when things go sideways in our reality, or when we're going through something together, because I'm not going to lie to you, that stuff happens.
Yeah.
We're in a relationship. But the interesting thing is that we still choose to be here. We still choose to be with each other. And I'd like to express to you from my source the clear emphasis. Everything you ever ask for, it exists and it's waiting there. When it comes to people, if you don't vibrationally match them, somebody else might. And there they go. But because you still desire it, because that asking is so powerful, another one's there, and another one, and another one, and another one. So don't get too fixated on the idea that you're running out of time or there's only one. You are so infinitely powerful. So trust in yourself. Take your time. You are eternal. You understand what that means? You're eternal. Don't push it so hard. Don't freak out so much. Do what's right for you. And I promise you that when you finally unlock that vibration within yourself of knowing that you are whole and complete right now, that you are good, that you feel good, and that you know how to fill your own cup, then someone else will come along that you can share yourself with. Most relationships are just two minds interacting, just blah, 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 blah. They never really connect. What you want is a very profound connection where you look in the eyes of the person you're with and you see yourself, you see source, and they feel it and they see it too. So be yourself.
Yeah. Those are the 5 steps, and we hope that really helped you guys.
We absolutely do. If you have any specific questions or about anything, Ruby and I will both be patrolling the comment section of this video. So you can directly ask Ruby, you can ask me, and I want to let you guys know too that I've been through more adversity with Ruby than any other relationship I've ever been in. As in, there's been a lot of stuff that we've been through.
Yeah.
A lot of challenges, a lot of things against us, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what your life situation is. It doesn't matter who's against you. It doesn't matter what happens, because when you feel that genuine connection with this person, you know it so deeply, everything could burn down around us. Everything could fall apart. And yet here we are still together. And that is an incredible feeling.
Yes.
And you would feel really good to have that for yourself too, because it's in alignment with who you really are. It's, maybe I'm not the most dependable person in terms of I'm not always going to choose the same thing over and over again just because I chose it yesterday. No, I choose what feels right to me, and I always will. But Ruby can absolutely depend on that about me. That is very dependable. It's very dependable to know that you're willing to fill your own cup and that is your focus. That's pretty dependable. And I'd recommend that you take a little bit of a sip out of that cup, because you'll start to feel it, and you will start to stop putting everything and everyone else on pedestals, and you'll really embody the vibrational energy that you are the lead role of your life. You are the lead role. Stop making yourself a backup character to other people, right? Stop putting them on pedestals. You're the lead role. You're the one who chooses the show. You are the one that creates your reality. And you'd feel really, 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 really good. I just know it.
Yeah.
I just know it.
Yes.
Thanks so much, everybody. We'll see you in the comments.
We'll see you there.
Much love.